Why you need a Schwab account? I just I can't believe how far things have come in my lifetime. All right, so back in I remember when you had to log into USA. You had to go through AOL. I remember that like it was yesterday. There was no USA.com, right? You literally had to go through AOL. I started working at Vanguard in '98. There's hardly any online presence. As they started rolling out the website, I actually moved over to tech support, the latter part of my short Vanguard career. It's just, it's just a cluster. You know what I'm saying? Everything was a club. But Schwab was pretty good even back then. So I went over to Schwab in '99 to 2000 and 2001, I think. Yeah, 2001. It was remarkably better than USA, was horrible, and then Vanguard was just bad too. Anyway, so I don't know the current state of the online brokerages anymore. I don't pay any attention. My stuff's at Schwab. I have a small account at M1, which I just use to accumulate money for tax purposes. Other than that, everything's at Schwab. And the Schwab brokerage account kicks ass. Now, Fidelity, I am somewhat familiar with Fidelity from a couple years ago when I used to be to be a financial advisor. The Fidelity institutional stuff was pretty good. I think TDA, Toronto, is that TDA Toronto? I can't remember. Toronto Dominion Bank, is that what it's TDA? Anyway, there used to be something called TD Ameritrade. That's what it was, TDA Ameritrade. I think they merged with Schwab or they merged with Fidelity. I can't remember. So anyway, I just don't recall. I don't know how Vanguard's brokerage count services are. No idea on Fidelity's anymore. I imagine it's pretty good. Don't know anything about other firms. I just know Schwab because that's where my stuff is, and Schwab kicks ass. And I'm just going to show you something. So I said I want to do some research on bonds. I'm going to look at some Treasury bonds. There's Treasury inflation protected securities, but I'm just going to look at everything on here. So you can see right here, we're buying a tip, U.S. Treasury tip. You got a coupon of 1/8 1/8 0.125%. So you're not making much money on this, but because it's inflated to protect against securities inflation, that's what you're doing. You're saying I'm not going to make much income off it, but I want to make sure that if inflation kicks in, I would be the beneficiary because it paid me more of a yield. Anyway, so hold on a second. Let me see what this guy's doing. All right, so just for simplicity, this one matures next year, but that one matures. Let's do something different. This one right here, it pays right there. It pays, the coupon is 0.125. That's not paying much. It matures on 2024, so basically in 2 years. The price currently is $97. All right, so it's going to mature at 100. You're paying a 3% discount, if that makes sense. So your yield to maturity is 1.62. All right. So you're basically saying, all right, I'll buy something that has inflation protection in there, but I'll also in the interim get a 1.62, not as a coupon, but as a yield to maturity. I just posted a video on CDs, on brokered CDs, which I'll post later. Anyway, so that's fine. I mean, that doesn't have any appeal to me at all. I think the inflation stuff is overblown, but be that as it may. So we're going to go down to the most. Yeah, all these yield to maturities are less than 2. And the reason is because you're sacrificing current yield to maturities in case inflation rears its ugly head. That doesn't have any appeal to me at all. I would rather just bite the bullet and buy a fixed coupon. So let's go into that real quick. Hold on a second. Looking at some good old-fashioned U.S. Treasuries. All right, so here we got let's go down. So remember, this is our yield to maturity, and this is our price. All right, gotcha. Here's a zero coupon one. Well, never mind. That just matures. Here's it. No, it's still 2022. Let's go down to, I want to go down 5 years, man. We're going to go down to 2026. No, 2027. We're only going to 2025. Why did I do that? Anyway, be it as it may. So here's one that matures in 2025. The current yield to maturity is 4.2 on a 5-year. No, that's a 3-year bond. Now look, you're paying a big premium for that because that right. Look at that guy. That's 6 7/8. I bet this guy was issued. I bet that's a 30-year bond. I bet that was issued in 2005. No, 1995. Let's take a look. First coupon date 1996. It was issued in 1995. Look at that. That's not the current yield though. That's the yield to maturity. Still, you get 4.4 on the remaining 3 years of a 30-year bond. I'm telling you, man, Look at that. Woo, it pays semi-annually. You were buying a 30-year bond in 1995 at 6 and 7/8. Get locked in. Those days are never coming back, dude. So I don't care what anybody says. We don't have. How much debt has the United States accumulated since then? How much is our interest on that debt? It's just crazy. Oh man. Anyway, so right now you're paying $1.06 for a bond that's gonna mature in what 3 years at $1.00. So what's going to happen here is you're buying a bond for 106 that will mature at 100. You know for a fact you're going to lose $6 on the share price. That's a fact. In the interim, you're going to buy up all this yield in the interim. So you're going to get a coupon of 685 for every 100,000 you put in, you're going to get $6,875 of income per year. Knowing full well for every 100,000 you put in, you're going to lose 6%, so you'll get 94 back. I just find some value there to get the front end of the income and knowing full well you're going to lose on the price, but you still know exactly what you're going to get. It's the exact opposite of a zero coupon bond. Anyway, this is what I love about Schwab. Look at all this. You just click buy. You're done. Buy. Look, so you just buy. U.S. Treasury 6 and 7/8 matures 8/15/2025. Here's a quoted price. Now, obviously, the markets haven't opened yet, so you don't want to buy right now. But anyway, buy 25,000. Buy 100,000. You put a limit order at 106. You say, I'm not paying more than 106, and they say fill or kill, which means if you don't get 106, you're not buying anything. You're not buying proportions, nothing like that. Look how easy this is to do. And here's maturity tells right there. So you can literally say, I'm going to a freaking 2-year, basically a 3-year bond. I'm going to guarantee well, I'm not guaranteeing. Well, yes, you are. You're guaranteeing your yield to maturity is 4.2 for less than 3 years. That's just, and look at this, man. Limit order. You're not going to pay more. You can fill all this stuff out. I'm not going to do it, but you can fill all this out if you want. So I'm not going to pay more than $1.05. No one's going to. It'll never fill if you do $1.05. But anyway, you can do a market order. Just pay whatever I can get. Don't do that. I'd be hesitant. Anyway, fill or kill means which if they don't fill the entirety of your transaction, you're not going to get anything. Oh, it's just so freaking awesome. Now we're going to do corporates. I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to hit that drop down box because it'll show my account number. So we're going to do drop down box for corporates. Actually, I did agencies. Let's see if we see any Ginnie Maes in here. We got some Fannie Maes. I wouldn't touch Fannie Mae with a 10-foot pole. I just don't trust them. I don't see any Ginnie Maes, man. That's weird. Yeah, if I'm doing agencies, I'm buying a mutual fund. The Vanguard Ginnie Mae. I think Fidelity's got a Ginnie Mae, and I don't trust the Fannie Mae's. Hold on a sec. I actually clicked the mortgage-backed securities to get the Ginnie Mae's. So when I first started out, there's a Ginnie Mae's. So people got smoked in Ginnie Mae's in the 80s. And my memory is that they were getting return of principal plus coupon. And then when it matured, there was no more principal because they got it's almost like an annuity, like a guaranteed income, an income annuity. You're getting your principal back plus your coupon. And I guess investors didn't know they were doing that. And so when maturity came, there's nothing to mature because it already paid out. That was my memory, and that always kind of stuck with me. It's like, I remember I can't remember, like an old broker said, yeah, don't sell Ginnie Maes because of this. And, some crusty old guys talked to us. I said, really? And this is back when I literally first started out. I said, I did not know that. I don't know if it still works. I don't know. But anyway, just be advised. If you're going to do this, just remember, I'm telling you, be careful because that's just my understanding of the old Ginnie Maes. So some of you crusty guys might have some thoughts on that. Love to hear them. But anyway, so here we go. Here's a Ginnie Mae that matures 2031. Perfect, man. 9-year, 10-year bond guaranteed by the federal government. 6.5 is a coupon. The price is probably going to be way high. Yeah, look at that. Well, not that high. Look, 106. That's not so bad. You're paying 106 for a 9-year bond. It's going to pay a coupon of 6.5. Interesting. Average assumed life. Yeah, there you go. 3.31. That means basically you got to be worried about reinvestment risk because of refinancing. People refinance their debts because they don't stay in their house long enough. They might refinance to do all kinds of different things. It's not just a refinance because mortgage rates go low. Lots of people still refinance because they sell their house, because they're taking a 15-year note and they're putting on 30 million different ways to do this. Anyway, I'm not sure what the PSA, assume PSA, I don't know what that is. Settlement date, accrued interest, estimated total cost. I don't know what that is either. So you'd have to look all that up. But estimated total cost, does that mean? I don't know what that means. Anyway, look at that though. Yeah, see a lot of complexity here. Make me. I don't know what this factor is. I don't know any of this stuff. I would want to know more on that before I bought it. That's for sure. Because I don't know what this is. That what you're? I wonder if you're paying the interest that's already accrued. I wonder if that's what that means. I bet it is actually. I don't know. So I'd be until you know, don't buy it. That's for sure. All right, so let's look at corporate. So these are investment grade. I think I put investment grade. I did not click. I don't think I clicked less on investment. These are all investment grade. All right, so we're go. Let's see. I want to see maturity. Let's go down here. That's 2022. Hold on a sec. So I did maturities of 2025 to 2030, I think. Anyway, so here's D.R. Horton, the builder D.R. Horton. They get a bond that is callable. Let's see when. All right, so we're going to callable right there. Yes, maturity date there. But when is it callable? I guess we got to look at the price, yield to maturity, yield to worst. Okay, good. And that's it. What's this right here? Accrued interest, estimated total. All right. So let's look at that D.R. Horton one. Louisville Gas and Electric. 3.3 is a coupon. Paying $96 for it, so you're getting 4.7. It matures in 2025. I'm a big fan of electric companies. The only problem is they can be regulated. That's a drawback, big time, and I do worry about that, especially given the current state of the insanity of what we're doing in overseas with our warmongering. All right, so here's Southern Company. Oh, perfect. 5.15 matures 2025. So you're getting your coupon is 5.15. I bet the price is actually higher than 100. Let's take a look. No, right about 100. Oh, that's interesting. Southern Company. Investment grade rated, not highly rated, but still investment grade. You're getting 5.15 and matures in 3 years. And you're basically paying par. It's $99.92 for a $100 bond. It is callable, I think. Yeah, callable. But your yield to maturity is 5.17. It doesn't even really have a yield to worst because you're basically paying par. Let's click on the info about it. All right. So utility, 5.15. When was this guy issued? Does it say here? No cash. Callable continuously. So they can call whenever, but they're going to call it at 100 anyways. You're already paying 100. That doesn't matter. No survivors. So basically what that means is yield to maturity 5.18. They can call it. So let's just say the interest rates went way up. They're not going to do this, but let's just say the interest rates went way up. What happens to this bond if the interest rates on newly issued bonds go way up? The price goes way down. The callable means that they're going to call it back at par, which is 100. All right, no one's going to do that. So the interest rates go. So basically, what's happening is you are protected right there at $100 per bond, if that makes sense. And that's basically what you're paying. Now the problem is, what if you bought a premium bond? We'll say 120. It's got a callable, and interest rates go way down. They're going to call that sucker in at 100, and you're screwed. Because you're like, man, I paid 120 for this bond. I'm getting 10% for it. The interest rates go way down. They're just like, we're not paying 10% anymore. We're gonna reissue bonds. We're gonna call the ones that we're paying at 10%, and we're gonna pay you par value, which is 100. Sucks to be you that you paid 120. You're like, man, I got screwed on that. That's why I got no callable bonds. Now, if you're buying it at par, roughly, it doesn't matter. It only really matters if you're buying it above par, like 110, 120. You got to be careful in those callable things because they call it at par and the interest rates go down, you're screwed, man. And that could happen now because I don't think these rates are stable where they are right now. Anyway, all this stuff is available on Schwab. It's freaking awesome, man. I love it, and you should too. And I don't get paid from Schwab. Nothing. I like do what you got to do. All right. Love to hear your thoughts. We'll see you.